Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, October 17th, 2023. Today we're going to recap last night's Monday Night Football game. Then we'll look ahead to today's college football games. We have the league championship series in baseball, NHL, NBA preseason, the portfolio, NBA shooting guard rankings, news and notes, and best bet. We're going to start with Monday Night Football. What was honestly one of the better Monday Night Football games of the year, as the Cowboys come out on top by a score of 20-17. They are now 4-2. The Chargers dropped to 2-3. Dak Prescott 21-30, 272 yards and a touchdown, and 7 for 40 on the ground. He had more rushing yards than Tony Pollard. Justin Herbert did not play that great. 22-37, 227 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. CeeDee Lamb was great, 7-17. Keenan Allen, 7 of 85 with the score. Austin Eckler, 14 of 27 on the ground. So the Cowboys defense came up clutch at the end of this game. Micah Parsons with the sack, and then Stephon Gilmore with the pick. So the Stars came out to play tonight for Dallas, no pun intended. And they bounced back from that terrible loss against San Francisco. Alrighty, college football. We will look ahead to the games we have tonight. We have 3 of them. 2 Conference USA, 1 Sun Belt. 7 o'clock, CBS Sports Network, Middle Tennessee, Liberty. I project Liberty by 22.5, total 53.25. And we have here 14.5 and 56.5. I'm going to lay the 14.5 with Liberty. They're undefeated for a reason. And Middle Tennessee just stinks. So I'm going to lay the points with Liberty. And I would same game parlay it with the under. Western Kentucky, Jacksonville State, 7:30 ESPNU. I have Western by 7.5, total 54 and 3/10, and it's 7.5 and 59.5. I'm going to take the under. There's some units in this game that, quite frankly, scream take the under, which is Jacksonville State's defense, which is pretty good. So I'm going to take the under in this game. And in terms of a side, I can't because same number. And last but not least, on ESPN2, Southern Miss, South Alabama. My line's Salah by 16, total 56 and 7/10. And it's 17.5 and 51.5. I'm going to take the over in this game. Southern Miss's defense stinks. South Alabama has a good offense, so therefore that's an over. So there you have it. Okay, Major League Baseball. League Championship Series. 2 games to go over. Very interesting results, of course. All right, so Game 2, Rangers over the Astros, 5-4 as they take a 2-0 series lead, getting the win. Nate Eovaldi, the loss, Framber Valdez, and the save, Jose Leclerc. Texas just bailed them all over them in the first inning. Throwing error by Valdez. And then Marcus Semien scored the run there. Then Adolis Garcia, Ribby single. Mitch Garver, RBI single. Nate Lau, RBI single. And then Yordan Alvarez showed up. Bottom of the second, home run, makes it 4-1. Jonah Heim responds, top of the third, home run, makes it 5-1. Then the Astros get closer. Bottom of the fourth, home run, Alex Bregman. Bottom of the sixth, RBI double, Michael Brantley. Bottom of the eighth, home run, Yordan Alvarez again off of Aroldis Chapman. Then you thought, oh, here we go. The Rangers would come back and Chapman's going to implode like he always does in big spots. But no, Texas hangs on for the win in that first inning. was the difference. And that error, Valdez cost him the game. Plain and simple. If he doesn't make that error, they win. Or come darn close. And then the Phillies over the Diamondbacks 5-3 to take a 1-0 series lead. Getting to win, Zach Wheeler, the loss, Zach Gallen, Craig Kimbrell, the save. The Phillies came out partying right away. Kyle Schwarber, first pitch, home run, 1-0 Phils. Bryce Harper, 2 at-bats later, 2-0 Phils. Bottom of the second, Nicholas Castellanos, 3-0 Phils. Bottom of the third, Bryce Harper, RBI single, 4-0. Bottom of the fifth, RBI single, JT Realmuto, 5-0. Then the Diamondbacks make it kind of interesting. Top of the sixth, the shortstop, Geraldo Perdomo homers, makes it 5-2, and then sac fly Alec Thomas makes it 5-3. Philly hangs on. Zach Wheeler was awesome. Zach Gallen was not. And now game 2 is tonight, 8 o'clock on TBS. Aaron Nola for Philly, Merrill Kelly for Zona. Phillies minus 158, D-backs plus 134, over under 7.5, minus 110 each way. D-backs plus 1.5 is minus 156, Phillies minus 1.5 is plus 130. I like the under. Aaron Nola and Merrill Kelly both have pitched well in the postseason. And I don't think there's going to be a lot of runs, so I like under 7.5 between the D-backs and the Phillies. All right, now we'll move on to the NHL. We will recap the games from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's slate. Rangers over the Coyotes 2-1 in the home opener. Rangers 2-1-0. Arizona 1-1-0. Blackhawks over the Leafs 4-1. Blackhawks 2-2-0. Toronto 2-1-0. As Chicago's 500. Chicago's been not bad with some good wins on their early resume. Panthers over the Devils 4-3. Big win for Florida. 1-2-0. It's the first win of the year. Devils 1-1-1. Oh, and 3 starts of the game. Coyotes Rangers. Chris Kreider, Vincent Trocheck, Igor Shesterkin. Blackhawks Leafs. John Tavares, Andreas Athanasiou, and the goalie for Chicago, Arvid Soderblom. Panthers Devs, Erik Haula, Sergei Bobrovsky, Sam Reinhart. And then the Capitals over the Flames 3-2 in a shootout. Caps got their first win there, 1-1-0. Calgary's 1-1-1. Stars of the game, Adam Ruzicka, Darcy Kemper, and Matthew Phillips. Red Wings over the Blue Jackets 4-0. Red Wings 2-1-0. Columbus 1-2-0. So Columbus let down after the Ranger win. Stars of the game, Andrew Copp, James Reiner, Dylan Larkin. All right, larger slate tonight. Looks like we have 9 games, which is fine. 6 o'clock, a rare 6 o'clock start. Canucks Flyers from Philly. So Vancouver's favored on the road. Says how bad they think Philly is. Minus 132. Phils plus 130. Over under 6.5. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Canucks minus 1.5 is plus 180. Flyers plus 1.5 is minus 220. The Flyers are 1-1. They have a win. And that win is over Columbus on opening night. So that was a weird result, a little. And then the Columbus goes out and beats the Rangers, and then they lose to the Red Wings. Yes, I drew a blank there for a second. I like how Vancouver's played so far this year. I'm going to go over 3.5 Vancouver goals plus 112. Wild Canadians at 7. Wild minus 138. Montreal plus 115. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 108. Unders minus 132. Wild minus 1.5 is plus 172. Canadians plus 1.5 is minus 210. I am going to go with a similar play in the last one. Over 3.5 Wild goals plus 116. 7:30. ESPN, Lightning Sabres, really good game. Sabres are 0-2, losing to the 2 New York teams. Lightning 1-2-0 the Lightning, weird resume so far, losing to Ottawa and the Red Wings, and then beating the Predators on opening night. The game's in Buffalo, and they're favored minus 122. Tampa's plus 102, over under 6.5. Overs minus 144, unders plus 118. Lightning plus 1.5 is minus 220. Sabres minus 1.5 is plus 180. This is a hard one. But I'm going to go with the full game under a 6.5 at plus 118. Do I feel good about it? No. Coyotes Islanders. Isles minus 182. Coyotes plus 150. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 124. Unders plus 102. Coyotes plus 1.5 is minus 166. Isles minus 1.5 is plus 138. I'm making an Ilias Sorokin bet. Under 5.5 goals plus 102. 8 o'clock. Oilers Predators. Oilers minus 156. Preds plus 130. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 128. Unders plus 104. Oilers minus 1.5 is plus 152. Preds plus 1.5 is minus 184. I'm doing under 6.5 plus 104. Juicy Soros bet. Kings Jets. Jets minus 128. Kings plus 106. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 110. Unders minus 134. Kings plus 1.5 is minus 20. Jets minus 1.5 is plus 180. Pierre-Luc Dubois back in Winnipeg. For this one, I'm going to do over 3.5 Jet goals plus 120. 10 o'clock ESPN, Avalanche Kraken, so a doubleheader on ESPN. That's a really good game, Avs Kraken. First round rematch from last year. The Avs are minus 162, the Kraken are plus 134, over under 6.5, overs plus 104, there's minus 128. Avs minus 1.5 is plus 152, Kraken plus 1.5 is minus 184. I like the over, plus 104. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. 10:30, Stars Golden Knights. Great game. Playoff rematch from last year and a couple of years ago. Pick them, minus 110 each way, over under 5.5. Overs minus 122, unders even money. Stars plus 1.5 is minus 285. Golden Knights minus 1.5 is plus 230. It's a pick 'em, and Vegas has the most points. I think a lot of people are just high on Dallas in general. And the Stars only have one game played and they won. So hard call, but I'm going to go against the team I picked to win the Stanley Cup and pick the team that won the Stanley Cup last year in Vegas at minus 110. And then Hurricanes Sharks. Canes minus 315, Sharks plus 250, over under 6.5, overs plus 104, and there's minus 128. Canes minus 1.5 is minus 122, Sharks plus 1.5 is plus 102. I like the over. The Sharks are terrible. Carolina's going to score a bunch of goals. All right, the NBA preseason, we really haven't discussed much. We'll do weekend results and then look ahead to tonight's preseason games. So Friday, Spurs over the Heat, 120-104. Warriors over the Lakers, 129-125. That game, the new A-team for ESPN made its debut. Mike Breen, Dorsberg, Doc Rivers. We'll see how that broadcasting group goes. On Saturday, Timberwolves over the Knicks, 121-112. Hawks over the Pelicans, 110-105. Jazz over the Blazers, 138-133. Sunday, Hornets over the Thunder, 117-115. Heat over the Grizzlies, 132-124. Raptors over Taipans, 134-93. Bucks over the Lakers, 108-97. Nuggets over the Bulls, 116-102. Warriors over the Kings, 121-115 in overtime. And then yesterday, Cavaliers over Rihanna, 120-89. Pacers over the Hawks, 116-112. Sixers over the Nets, 127-119. Rockets over the Spurs, 99-89. Jazz over the Breakers, 114-94. And the Suns over the Blazers, 117-106. All right, preseason tonight, 7 o'clock, Pelicans Magic. 7:30 NBA TV, Knicks Celtics. 8 o'clock, Raptors Bulls. Rihanna Timberwolves. Bucks Thunder. And 10:30 ESPN2 Nuggets Clippers. Okay, now I'm going to do the portfolio. You know the drill. I make a future, and we'll see how it goes. I hit a grand slam with that Orioles future to win the AL East. But the World Series future turned out not to be good, as they got swept by the Rangers. Last week, we put it on the Philadelphia Union to win the MLS Cup at 13-1. So I'm actually going to go big on a future. I'm going to go to the NBA and shop around. There's a couple of futures I like. There's a lot of value in betting most improved player in the NBA. And there's a player I absolutely adore coming into the season. And he's on a team that I believe is going to be much improved. And the team that made the play-in last year, but ended up losing. And I think he's the second best player on this respective team. I think this team has a chance to win in the high 40s this year, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the player I'm looking at is Josh Giddey. I'm going to lay a whole unit on it. I really think Josh Giddey has a chance to win the most improved player. So I'm going to lay a full unit, 30-1, for Josh Giddey to win the most improved player award in the NBA. Speaking of the NBA, shooting guard rankings are next. And I have them for you here. Yesterday we did point guards, stage shooting guards. Tomorrow will be small forwards, power forwards Thursday, centers Friday. You knew that was the drill. All right, 90 players. Without further ado, here we go. 90, Demoy Hodge, Lakers. 89, Haywood Highsmith, Heat. 88, Jaden Springer, 76ers. 87, Jay Scrubs, Celtics. 86, AJ Green, Bucks. 85, Jamal Cain, Heat. 84, Sam Morril, Cavaliers. 83, Garrison Matthews, Hawks. 82, Shaquille Harrison, Grizzlies. 81, City Sissoko, Spurs. 80, Ryan Repair, Trailblazers. 79, Julian Strawweather, Nuggets. 78, Caleb Houston, Magic. 77, Ben Shepherd, Pacers. 76, Olivier Maxence Prosper, Mavericks. 75, Wendell Moore Jr., Timberwolves. 74, Marcus Sasser, Pistons. 73, Brandon Podziemski, Warriors. 72, Johnny Davis, Wizards. 71, Dwayne Washington, Knicks. 70, Max Christie, Lakers. 69, Jaden Hardy, Mavericks. 68, Ayo Dosunmu, Bulls. 67, Savai Mihailuk, Celtics. 66, Isaiah Joe, Thunder. 65, Damian Lee, Suns. 64, Garrett Temple, Raptors. 63, James Bouknight, Hornets. 62, Dariq Whitehead, Nets. 61, Nick Smith, Hornets. 60, Jordan Hawkins, Pelicans. 59, Achai Agbaji, Jazz. 58, Grady Dick, Raptors. 57, Josh Richardson, Heat. 56, Jalen Noel, Kings. 55, Trey Mann, Thunder. 54, Robert Covington, Clippers. 53, Landry Shamet, Wizards. 52, Malachi Branham, Spurs. 51, Shake Milton, Timberwolves. 50, Terrence Mann, Clippers. 49, Patrick Beverley, 76ers. 48, Talen Horton Tucker, Jazz. 47, Peyton Pritchard, Celtics. 46, Alec Burks, Pistons. 45, Pat Connaughton, Bucks. 44, Gary Payton II, Warriors. 43, Grayson Allen, Suns. 42, Malik Monk, Kings. 41, Alex Caruso, Bulls. 40, Luke Kennard, Grizzlies. 39, Gary Harris, Magic. 38, Malik Beasley, Bucks. 37, Chris Duarte, Kings. 36, Quentin Grimes, Knicks. 35, Shaden Sharp, Trailblazers. 34, Dante DiVincenzo, Knicks. 33, Trey Murphy, Pelicans. 32, Cam Thomas, Nets. 31, Christian Braun, Nuggets. 30, Kevin Porter, Rockets. 29, Cole Anthony, Magic. 28, Lou Dort, Thunder. 27, Dylan Brooks, Rockets. 26, Karis LeVert, Cavaliers. 25, Bruce Brown, Pacers. 24, Gary Trent Jr., Raptors. 23, Devin Vassell, Spurs. 22, Jordan Clarkson, Jazz. 21, Jaden Ivey, Pistons. 20, Terry Rozier, Hornets. 19, Marcus Smart, Grizzlies. 18, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, Nuggets. 17, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Hawks. 16, Jordan Poole, Wizards. 15, DeJounte Murray, Hawks. 14, Buddy Hield, Pacers. 13, Klay Thompson, Warriors. 12, Austin Reeves, Lakers. 11, Anthony Simons, Trailblazers. 10, Jalen Green, Rockets. 9, Zach LaVine, Bulls. 8, James Harden, 76ers. 7, Mikal Bridges, Nets. 6, Donovan Mitchell, Cavaliers. 5, Bradley Beal, Suns. 4, Paul George, Clippers. 3, Brandon Ingram, Pelicans. 2, Anthony Edwards, Timberwolves. And number 1, Luka Doncic, Dallas Mavericks. Luka's slated to be a shooting guard this year where he should be, and he's deservingly at the top spot. Anthony Edwards, the easy number 2 pick for me for that. B.I. has improved tremendously over the years. I would rather have him than both Paul George and Bradley Beal at this point. I have both those guys 4 and 5. Donovan Mitchell shit the bed against the Knicks in the playoffs last year, and he's not capable of being the guy on a championship team. But that doesn't exclude him from being a top 10 shooting guard in the NBA. Mikal Bridges is going to get better this year, being the man in Brooklyn. James Harden, to me, is a player in decline. Zach LaVine, I'm not the biggest fan of. Yeah, he gets buckets, but he's allergic to defense. Jalen Green, I think, is going to be one of the most improved players in the NBA this year. But this position is very strong, and even the guys in the teens have an argument for top 10. Austin Reeves was awesome in the Lakers second half last year and with Team USA. Klay Thompson's a guy in decline. Buddy Hield, really good. And Anthony Simons is a guy that I like, but to me he's more like a Zach LaVine, like all offense, no defense. So there you have it for my 2023-24 NBA shooting guard rankings for the season. Okay, news and notes for today. We have some to discuss. So we talked about this yesterday on the show about Kim Engen departing from the Marlins. So they declined the mutual option for 2024. That's how the parting of the ways came about. I still don't like this decision. I think she did a nice job putting that team together. And like I said, same old Marlins. Max Scherzer will start Game 3 against the Astros, pitching for the first time since September 12th. And more Marlins stuff is that they wanted a front office restructure as Miami wanted to hire president of baseball ops over Kim Eng, which led to her departure. So stupid. Maybe you could have promoted Kim Eng. I thought Kim Eng did a good job. Trevor May, who's retiring, calls out the Athletics, say sell the team, as he calls out the A's owner as he announced retirement. Sell the team, dude, he said. That's hysterical. Love it. Some football stuff. Ryan Tannehill can miss some time with the right ankle sprain, but he will not need surgery. So that is good news for Tennessee. But bad news for the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson could miss the season as he is probably undergoing shoulder surgery, and that's according to owner Jim Irsay. Just feels doubtful for Week 7 with the thumb injury. So that's brutal for the Bears. That's a tanking move for for Chicago, I think. And now everybody's going to going against them in their survivor pools. Whoever they're playing. Joey Bosa set to return against the Cowboys, as that was proving to be big for the Chargers for a little bit. Damian Harris out of the hospital, as he's expected to be fine after being diagnosed with the neck sprain, so that's good. Jimmy Garoppolo avoids serious injury, as Josh McDaniels calls prognosis on Garoppolo's back injury a lot better than it could have been. 49ers, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams all day today. McCaffrey oblique, Deebo shoulder, Trent Williams ankle. Jordan Schultz reported that there was a good chance the Bills were going to sign Leonard Fournette. And then the visit got scratched, so the Bills are not signing him. The Panthers make a play calling change, as they will have Thomas Brown take over for Frank Reich after the bye for play calling duties. We'll see how that goes. Jace Richardson, who's the son of Jason Richardson, commits to MSU. So that's pretty cool. And that's obviously Jason's alma mater. The Phoenix Mercury are hiring Magic assistant Nate Tibbetts to become their next head coach, as he'll become the highest paid WNBA head coach. Ballsy hire by the Mercury. I would have gone elsewhere. Tibbetts obviously came from the Magic, was formerly with the Blazers as well. So we'll see how that goes. The Flyers unveil a new locker room as upgrade is a part of the $400 million Wells Fargo Center renovation. The preseason AP poll came out for college basketball. I want to go over that very quickly. All right, 1 through 5. Kansas, Duke, Purdue, Michigan State, Marquette. 6 through 10. UConn, your reigning champs. Houston, Creighton, Tennessee, Florida Atlantic. Wow, Florida Atlantic gets top 10 after making the final. Or the final 4. 11 through 15, Gonzaga, Arizona, Miami, Arkansas, Texas A&M. 16 through 20, Kentucky, San Diego State, Texas, North Carolina, Baylor. 21 through 25, USC, Villanova, St. Mary's, Alabama, Illinois. So they expect Villanova to bounce back. Others receiving votes: Wisconsin, Colorado, St. John's, UCLA, Maryland, Virginia, Auburn, TCU, Mississippi State, Kansas State, Xavier, Memphis, Missouri, Boise State, Indiana, Charleston, Florida, Drake, New Mexico. So that's it for the AP poll. Things I noticed. Carolina and Villanova underachieved a year ago, so a little salty about them being that highly ranked. I think Gonzaga should be higher. I think that they're always a top 10 team. I feel like Kentucky, I think, is right where it should be. I think Florida Atlantic's getting too much pump because they made the Final Four. San Diego State's right where it should be. But I do agree with most of the teams in this rankings. Maybe UCLA could have snuck in, and you could have talked me into Villanova or Illinois not being in the top 25, or even St. Mary's. But there you have it for your preseason poll top 25. And that's it for news and notes. Before Best Bet, we're actually going to do soccer. I forgot to do soccer earlier in the show, so we'll do it now just to change it up. All right, so we'll start with Euro qualifying results from yesterday. Austria over Azerbaijan 1-0. Slovakia over Luxembourg 1-0. Iceland over Liechtenstein 4-0. Netherlands over Greece 1-0. Ireland over Gibraltar 4-0. Belgium, Sweden 1-1, but that game's abandoned. And then Portugal over Bosnia Herz 5-0. All right, last set of group stage games until November today. So at noon, we have Finland and Kazakhstan. Finland's minus 200. Kazakhstan 6-1. The draw's plus 280. I'm going to do over 2.5 goals plus 110. 245, Lithuania and Hungary. Hungary's 3-1 favorites. Lithuania's plus 750. The draw's plus 350. Over 2.5 goals again, even money. North Ireland and Slovenia. Slovenia plus 135. Northern Ireland plus 220. The draw's plus 195. Slovenia's the pick at plus 135. Serbia, Montenegro. Serbia minus 290. Montenegro plus 750. The draw's plus 370. I'm going to do under 2.5 goals at even money. Malta, Ukraine. Ukraine minus 550. Malta 15-1. The draw's 5-1. The under 2.5 goals plus 110 is the pick. England, Italy. That's a big one. England's minus 175. Italy's 5-1. The draw's plus 260. I'm going to do over 2.5 goals at plus 120. And it's San Marino, Denmark. Denmark's minus 6,000. San Marino's 95-1. The draw's 25-1. I'm going to do under 4.5 goals at plus 110. Okay. Next, we'll do friendlies. So some results from yesterday. Botswana over Eswatini 2-1. Nigeria over Mozambique 3-2. Egypt, Algeria 1-1 draw. Kenya, Russia 2-2 draw. Senegal over Cameroon 1-0. And then this morning, Japan over Tunisia 2-0. And South Korea over Vietnam 6-0. We went over a couple of them that are going on this morning on yesterday's show. So 11 o'clock, Saudi Arabia and Mali, Zambia, Uganda, 11:30, Libya and Niger, 11:30, Madagascar and Benin, 12 o'clock, Albania and Bulgaria, Bahrain and Philippines, Estonia, Thailand, Syria and Kuwait, 2 o'clock, Guinea and Gabon, Qatar, Iran, 2:45, Australia, New Zealand. That one might be bettable. Yes. Australia minus 20, New Zealand 550, draws plus 290. For this one, we're going to do over 2.5 goals at minus 102. France, Scotland, Ivory Coast, South Africa at 3. 8 o'clock, Mexico, Germany on TNT tonight. 8:30, USA, Ghana. We'll give out a pick for that one. US is minus 160. Ghana's plus 410. The draw's plus 250. Here we're going to go over 2.5 goals at minus 108. And no more international friendlies of note until November 15th. And then World Cup qualifying. Results from Thursday: Colombia, Uruguay 2-2 draw. Argentina over Paraguay 1-0. Ecuador over Bolivia 2-1. Chile, Peru. Chile beats them 2-0. And Brazil, Venezuela 1-1 draw. All right, 5 o'clock tonight, you have Venezuela and Chile. Venezuela plus 155, Chile plus 190. The draw's 2-1. I'm going to go with Venezuela plus 155 at home. 6:30, Paraguay, Bolivia. Paraguay minus 360, Bolivia plus 850, draw plus 450. For here, we're going to do under 2.5 goals plus 104. 7:30 Ecuador, Colombia. Ecuador plus 105, Colombia plus 310 to draw 2-1. Oh, I like Ecuador plus 105. 8 o'clock Uruguay, Brazil. That's a big one too. Brazil minus 110, Uruguay plus 320, draw plus 230. I don't see how Brazil loses, minus 110. And then 10 o'clock Peru, Argentina. We'll see if Messi plays. They're minus 270, Peru's plus 750, the draws plus 340. We're going to do over 2.5 goals at plus 117. CONCACAF from yesterday, St. Martin over Anguilla 8-0. Turks and Caicos and Virgin Islands 2-2 draw. French Guiana over St. Vincent 3-2. Dominican Republic over Barbados 5-2. And Nicaragua over Montserrat 3-0. All right, we have a lot of games today as well. 3:30 you have Antigua, Barbuda, and the Bahamas. I don't see it on the board. I believe others up. 4 o'clock, Guyana, Puerto Rico. Guyana minus 125. Puerto Rico plus 290 to draw plus 280. We're going to do under 2.5 goals at plus 116. 4:30, Cayman Islands and Virgin Islands. Cayman Islands minus 125. Virgin Islands plus 270, draw plus 310. This is Group C, or League C. Over 3.5 goals plus 138. And then Group B is the Guyana, Puerto Rico. And then Bermuda and Belize. I don't see that one up here either. Oh, it's 6:30. 9 o'clock, Curacao and Trinidad. Curacao minus 150, Trinidad plus 410, the draw plus 240. We're going to do over 2.5 goals at plus 126. El Salvador and Martinique. El Salvador minus 130, Martinique plus 350, the draws plus 230. For this one, we're going to do over 2.5 goals at plus 133. Panama and Guatemala. Panama minus 165, Guatemala plus 450, the draws plus 250. Over 2.5 goals plus 129. So there you have it for CONCACAF Nations League. We also have FIFA World Cup qualifying AFC. So that's Africa. Results, Singapore over Guam 1-0. And they advanced 3-1 on aggregate. Afghanistan over Mongolia 1-0. And they advanced 2-0 on aggregate. Pakistan over Cambodia 1-0. They advanced 1-0 on aggregate. Sri Lanka and Yemen 1-1 draw, but Yemen advances 4-1 on aggregate. Taipei over Timor-Leste 3-0. Taipei advances 7-0 on aggregate. Macau and Myanmar 0-0 draw. Myanmar advances 5-1 on aggregate. Bangladesh and Maldives. Bangladesh defeats Maldives 2-1. They advance 3-2 on aggregate. Bhutan over Hong Kong 2-0, but Bhutan advances 4-2 on aggregate. Nepal over Laos 1-0, and Nepal advances 2-1 on aggregate. And in Indonesia over Brunei 6-0, and they advance 12-0 on aggregate. And then we have the EFL Trophy group stage today. 2 o'clock, you have Cambridge and Colchester. And I do not see that game posted up here. I'm going to say that's a draw. All right, so I have it for soccer. Best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. All right, I have a couple nominees, but I found it. It's going to be in soccer. I love Brazil tonight. and I mean love Brazil tonight. -110 against Uruguay. I'm surprised they're that low of a favorite. I'm laying a unit. That's how much I love Brazil. I hit with soccer yesterday. I'm going to do it again. -110. Brazil against Uruguay for my best bet of the day for the qualifiers. Okay, that's it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything, looking ahead to everything tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do a lot of reality TV with Masked Singer and Survivor. And then we also have small forward rankings for the NBA. And we have Game 3 between the Rangers and the Astros tomorrow, so we're looking forward to that. All right, have a great day, everybody.